framework to go from manager to strategic leader. You've got promoted. Congratulations! The truth is, you are now more likely to fail than any other point in your career. Because the very thing that got you here, being an excellent doer, is now your biggest liability. In this video, I'm not going to give you vague theories. I'm giving you 4 steps framework I use with global executives to make the critical shift from manager to strategic leader. This isn't about working harder. It's about changing the entire game. And stick around to the end, because I'll reveal the single most common safe zone behavior that new leaders fall into and that silently kills their team's innovation. Hi, I'm Dr. Katrina, and I coach founders and executives at Fortune 500 companies to lead brilliantly. If you're serious about making this shift, visit excellentexecutivecoaching.com to book your complimentary strategy call. The first reason new leaders stay stuck is they never stop doing their old job. Okay, maybe you have been promoted, but no one has replaced you in your prior job. So you end up doing 2 jobs and not focusing on your new job and the new skills it takes to succeed in this new position. Maybe you're still in the weeds, solving problems that your team should be handling. This goes back to Peter Drucker's foundational concept of the knowledge worker. In his book, The Effective Executive, he argues that effectiveness is not about being busy, but about getting the right thing done. Managers get things done. Yes, leaders determine what the right things are. Most new leaders never make the switch. In today's hybrid remote work environment, seeing your team work is impossible. The old model of managing by walking around is dead. Simultaneously, the pace of disruption from AI, market volatility, means that you, as a leader, have your head down in the details, and you will miss the massive shift that could make your team and the company obsolete in 6 months. So when you stay stuck in the weeds, you aren't just micromanaging, you are acting as the single biggest bottleneck to your team's progress and the biggest blind spot to your company's strategy. Your solution is to schedule strategic thinking time. Block 2 60-minute slots on your calendar every week. No phone, no emails. Your only job in that hour is to ask, what are the 1 to 3 most important things we need to accomplish this quarter? And what's the obstacles in the way? The second point is lead with the vision. Okay, so you've panned out now. Now what? Having a 30,000-foot view is useless if you're only one who sees it. Harvard's John Kotter, in his seminal work Leading Change, identifies establishing a sense of urgency and creating a vision as the critical steps to any success in transformation. Without a clear, compelling vision, any change effort dissolves into a list of confusing and unrelated projects so that employees can do whatever it takes in their field of work to reach the goal and the vision. That's Kotter, John Kotter, Leading Change. Go check it out. As you know, we are in the middle of a massive war for talent. Post-pandemic, workers are demanding more than a paycheck. They want a purpose. A recent Gallup report shows that a key driver of employee engagement is feeling connected to the company's mission. If you can't articulate a vision for your team, your top performers will leave for a leader who can. The consequences, employees are quitting silently, and you don't even know it. The source of this research is the Gallup State of the Global Workplace Report. Next, what I want to tell you is a manager tells people what to do. A leader makes them understand the desired direction and the why it matters. The why is the vision, but also gives the purpose for what they are doing. This way, employees are not told how to reach their goal. It's the difference between employees who simply execute and a team that has the freedom to take the initiatives and be creative in pursuing their objectives. Stop unveiling the vision in a single big presentation. Instead, start every single meeting with 60 seconds of vision reminder. Relate what they do to that vision. Point number 3, resist the safe zone. This is the hardest part. The pressure is on. A project is failing, and every instinct in your body is screaming at you to jump in and fix it yourself and to go back to what you know best and reassure yourself by doing something you know you can do well instead of being strategic in your leadership. Your team needs your leadership. This is a classic psychological phenomenon known as the regression under stress. When facing pressure, our brains default to the most practiced, lowest energy tasks. A study on cognitive load shows that decision-making quality plummets under stress, causing us to revert to familiar habits. For you, as a leader of the pack, that's executing and not leading. The source of this research is by Skelton, The Effects of Stress on Decision-Making Neurobiology of Stress. Now, with looming economic uncertainty, there is immense corporate pressure to eliminate risk and show short-term results. The C-suite is watching you. This pressure makes leaders incredibly risk-adverse, causing them to micromanage projects to ensure nothing goes wrong. They want to feel in control. It's a natural reaction, but so ineffective. Every time you jump into your safe zone to solve a problem for your team, you are robbing them of a developmental opportunity. You are trading your short-term comfort for their long-term growth. You are teaching them that when things get hard, you don't trust them to handle it. So implement the question first rule. When a team member brings a problem, don't answer it. Make your team think out the solution. For example, what have you already tried? Another example, what are the 2 potential paths forward? And what are the pros and cons for each? This forces them to think and builds their problem-solving muscle. So the 4th point is leverage collective intelligence. The belief that you need to be the smartest person in the room is a relic of an old-fashioned management style that simply doesn't work anymore. The foundational concept of psychological safety, research by Harvard's Amy Edmondson, proves that high-performing teams are not the ones with the smartest individuals, but the ones where every member feels safe enough to speak up, safe enough to challenge ideas, and safe enough to admit mistakes. The leader's job is not to have all the answers, but to create a safe place. Read the psychological safety in learning behavior in work teams. Very interesting. Now, the current issue is that business problems today are too complex for any one person to solve. Now, think about integrating generative AI. Think about navigating ESG requirements. And think about managing fractured global supply chains. I'm tired just thinking of all of it. No single leader has the expertise in all areas. Companies that are winning are those that crush silos and builds cross-functional teams. A leader who relies only on their own intelligence is an organized liability. Your value as a leader has shifted. It's no longer about the quality of your own ideas, but about your ability to multiply the intelligence of your team. A brilliant leader with a silent team will always be outmaneuvered by a good leader with a team that contributes its collective genius. So at your next strategy meeting, explicitly assign an official devil's advocate. Their only job is to poke holes in your plan or argue the opposing side. Some people are awfully good at it. Let them be critical officially. This formally gives permission for dissent and ensures you are leveraging critical, diverse perspective, not just getting everyone to nod along. you are developing your team's critical thinking. So let's summarize. So that's it. The 4 steps to shift from manager to strategic leader. 1, pause and pan out to see the big picture. 2, lead with the vision to give your team purpose. 3, resist the safe zone to empower your people. And 4, leverage collective intelligence to make better decisions. If you're a leader who is serious about not just managing, but truly influencing your organization's future, and you want help, leverage this opportunity and visit excellentexecutivecoaching.com and book a strategy call. And I'll see you on the other side.